What in the Ari Aster meets Brandon Cronenberg did I just watch? What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm trying a new experimental setup here just to kind of see how it looks after I record, so it might not stay this way. We're just giving it a try. Today we're reviewing The Substance, directed by Coralie Fargeau. It's a French name, hopefully I'm getting it right. This is a body horror / comedy that stars Demi Moore as a middle-aged woman. She's a public figure, kind of going through a midlife crisis and having some self-esteem issues, so she turns to this experimental black market drug that claims to be able to allow her to live in the body of someone younger and more beautiful for a limited time. It's obviously called The Substance, and there's a set of rules that comes along with taking this drug. You have to switch back to your other body every 7 days, otherwise weird shit's gonna start happening. And as you can guess, she eventually starts abusing the drug and some things do go wrong. There's a ton of body horror in this movie, but to be honest, it feels like more of a comedy at times. There were like a couple dozen laugh out loud moments that my entire theater was going wild for. I'm not sure that they were all intended to make us laugh, but some of them definitely were. So I think it's worth noting that this isn't really a scary movie. I think calling it horror is stretching the word a little bit. It's more gruesome and gross than it is frightening. Demi Moore as Elizabeth, our main character, is excellent. This is like the best performance I've seen from her in a long time, and a lot of the stuff in the film she has to convey without dialogue because it's her looking in the mirror, expressing her frustration with her appearance and being unable to change that. And when things start to go wrong, you see her regret some of the decisions she makes. And Margaret Qualley is Sue, the younger counterpart, when she starts using the substance. And just all of the body horror things that they show in here are original, unique, the designs are great, a lot of practical effects that genuinely reminded me of Clive Barker's Hellraiser or something like John Carpenter's The Thing. So props to this movie for including all of that. And some of the more goofy characters, like Dennis Quaid plays this TV executive, totally goofy, absolutely conveyed to me right away that this isn't meant to be taken completely serious. With that said, I do have a couple of questions regarding the whole concept of this substance, because the whole idea of this movie is it's meant to be obviously a satire on not only beauty standards within the Hollywood industry itself, but also beauty standards in general for women, despite the fact that the caller who offers this drug to Elizabeth makes it clear that you are one, you are not separate individuals. It doesn't seem like they share the same consciousness, which doesn't make sense to me, because why would you even want to do this if you don't share your consciousness? That just means that you're creating another version of you that's prettier and younger, but you're not experiencing what that person is experiencing, so what's the point? I guess maybe just seeing her image painted in a younger and more pretty fashion gives her some sort of amusement, but it didn't fully connect for me, and it would have made more sense, honestly, if these two characters would experience what the other one experiences when they're in control of the body. A lot of people are quick to jump on this and claim it to be a masterpiece. There are certainly a lot of things that I like about it, but it does have some problems as well. This movie is 2.5 hours long, and there's a middle chunk that definitely drags. It just doesn't feel like much is actually happening. Also, as it moves into the third act, we get a lot more body horror, gruesome imagery with more practical effects, which I'm super appreciative of, obviously. I respect that they had the commitment to go there. But it does sacrifice some of the themes in favor of shock value for the sake of shock value. I think it leaves that ending feeling a bit less meaningful than what you would think the ending would eventually lead to, given the start of the film. The first act makes it very clear what this is about. And I'll give it props for really making me sit back and contemplate, what if I was a celebrity and people came up to me and said, I wonder who's going to be the next you, because obviously you're too old and not good looking enough anymore to do what made you famous in the first place. Like, bitch, I still got another 30 or 40 years left in me. You're making it sound like I'm some bag of bones. But I don't think you can really find much resonance in the stuff that goes down in the last 30 minutes or so of this film. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil any of that because it's very much fun to sit down and watch it not knowing what's going to happen and just rolling with the movie's shocking, wild punches as it throws them. It is way more goofy than I was expecting, though. It was never truly disturbing, just gross, nasty, and I mean, you see like fingernails peeling and eyeballs getting squished and stuff like that. That's obviously going to make squeamish people wince, but it's not scary. I brought Ari Aster and Brandon Cronenberg up because I feel like this is kind of a combination of what those two filmmakers bring to the table. Cronenberg obviously bringing a lot of sci-fi, Black Mirror-y ideas to the table, such as taking a drug to make yourself look younger, or in this case, essentially creating a double of yourself that is younger and prettier. Both of the Cronenbergs are also well known for bringing body horror into the mix, and you have that here. But you also have the character study that you would get in an Ari Aster film, particularly like Beau is Afraid. Granted, I think this movie is a little bit more cohesive than Beau is Afraid. I thought that one meandered a bit too much. This is at least slightly less than 3 hours in length. It's tough to critique because there were certainly moments where my jaw was on the floor from what I was watching in pure disbelief. But it does have flaws. It's definitely going to find a niche audience, though, who considers it a cult classic moving forward. So if you're into this kind of stuff, by all means, go out and check out The Substance. Damn it, I'm really having trouble settling on a rating for this movie. Oh, what the hell. For its sheer originality, the provocative nature of the themes, and just the number of times that my jaw was on the floor because I had never even conceived the idea in my head that I would ever see things like this in a film, I'm going to give The Substance 4 stars. So those are my thoughts on The Substance. If you do check this one out, be sure to let me know down in the comments what you think of it. Hit that like button and subscribe while you're at it if you want to see more content like this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.